everyone? It's Sokol, and today we're going to be reacting to this video. Not really reacting, but giving my own kind of counter arguments against it. It's the video titled Dragon Ball Super has always been trash. And to give credit where credit's due, this video is by Christian Dynamo. Go subscribe to him. There's like no ill will. Even like the video while you're there. No ill will or anything. Although I will be... He has some good points, I'll admit. But later in the video, as the video progresses, we can kind of see that it comes from, in my opinion, what comes from like a place of hate rather than a real engagement with the media. But yeah, like no ill will to him or nothing, right? This is just a fun thing to do. So I'll just give my opinion off the start. I like Dragon Ball Super. I think it's a good show. It's not the best. Obviously, it has like a lot of flaws. A lot of things that not even I really like, but it doesn't take away from like how much I just enjoyed watching the show. In my opinion, it is the weaker of the Dragon Ball, like between like OG Dragon Ball, DBZ, and DB Super. Super is like the lowest, like probably like number 3, higher than GT in my opinion, but it's still like between like the two OG canon shows, it's not the best, but I still enjoyed it, and that's why I'm going to be talking about this video. But before we get into it, please make sure to like and subscribe. And yeah, let's just jump right into it.
I hate this show. I hate the plot of the show. I hate the opening of the show. I hate you for...
Okay, immediately off the rip. I kind of like the opening of Dragon Ball Super, to be honest. As for the plot, it really depends on which one we're talking about. Because Dragon Ball Super obviously goes through a lot of different arcs. Some of them stronger than others. For example, the Frieza returning, it wasn't that strong. It might have been the weakest one, but the Zamasu arc was amazing. Tournament of Power was great. The Moro arc was awesome. So it really depends on which arc we're talking about when we talk about the plot. He never specifies. I'm pretty sure he's saying every single plot, which... unless he's saying just he personally dislikes them, sure. If he's saying that they're just objectively bad, everything about it is bad, it's wrong to say. Some of the plots are amazing. They utilize really good storytelling and are very engaging. But it just depends on what arc we're talking about.
This show came out the womb ugly as shit and had the audacity to make us watch a lesser version of the thing we had already watched. Only this time.
Yeah, okay. He is right here. This is a really valid point he has. Dragon Ball, the movies that came out looked stunning. The show adaptation, these first 2 arcs, horrible. I don't know what Toei was doing. Toei just in general does Dragon Ball like pretty dirty. They do it pretty dirty, and I don't understand why they do it. Dragon Ball is like one of the most, if not the most famous shows. So I don't know why they just don't give it the love it needs. So yeah, the first 2 arcs were very bad in animation. Very bad. But, hear me out now. Right after, dude, once the show picked up, it picked up. It did amazing. All the future renditions, I'm thinking, like, when we see Super Saiyan Blue Vegito, I'm thinking Kaioken, Super Saiyan Blue, I'm thinking Tournament of Power, just almost most episodes, I won't say all episodes, especially when we're gearing towards the finale of the Tournament of Power, it was beautifully animated. Everything was drawn really well. It was, they really stepped up their game after a little while. But this is a valid criticism. It did take a little while for them to get it together.
And packed to the brim with Toei's signature pacing.
This is also true. And yeah, for the first little while, it's going to be a lot of agreeing because he brings up very valid criticisms. It's towards we get later, but yeah, Dragon Ball plot is a little slow sometimes. Their pacing isn't too well done. But if we think about some of the most famous shows, that's kind of true of all of them. One Piece, regarded as one of the greatest shows, also has really slow pacing. Naruto, don't even get me started. There's only a few shows that really like they pace really well, and it's just really engaging throughout. There's not really a lot of slow points. The two I can think of off the top of my mind are like Death Note and Attack on Titan. But other than that, a lot of shows, kind of like Dragon Ball League, shonen shows are very slow in nature. I don't know why. It's just what they do.
Unlike Dragon Ball Super, who's out here getting out animated by its predecessor that came out over 25 years ago.
Only in the beginning. Only in the beginning. He makes it sound like throughout the entire show they've always been getting out animated. It's not true. Only for the first two arcs. Once they kicked it into the full gear, they kicked it into full gear. The show looks amazing. The fights, it really depends on the fight that we're talking about. This fight was amazingly choreographed, but that can't be said for all DBZ fights. But the same thing is true for DB Super, so I won't really hold it, give it too much bad credit. But it just goes to show that once Dragon Ball Super picked it up, they picked it up.
The animation improved.
Yeah, it did.
I'm an elephant out here. I won't forgive nor forget the assault on the eyes you guys
Okay, and see that's what I mean. Like the hatred of the heart shows a little early. He acknowledges that the animation improved, but he won't even give it the credit where credit is due. It's like, yeah, okay, but it did improve. So you do admit it that much. So just, note, just for note, keep it in mind.
What about the transformations?
Literal doo-doo water?
How many colors do y'all need? Crayon Box got a mean-ass echo in it, bro.
I want to go.
Black, don't worry, I'll protect you.
Black Frieza embodies all.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. They have a lot of transformations, but really, are you going to say they're all trash? Listen, when Dragon Ball Z ended in 1997, we didn't get another Dragon Ball for 18 years? It wasn't until 2015 when Battle of Gods came out. And when it did, and we saw God Ki Goku in his red form, he was slimmed down. That was an amazing reintroduction to the series. It was just an amazing, it was iconic. Blue, I'll admit, Blue was a little weak. It was a weaker transformation. Not in terms of power, in terms of just scale and how much we like it. And that was true up until we hit Blue Kaioken times 20, which was amazing. The fusions were great. We had Vegito and Gogeta shown. One was within the Black Goku arc. The other was in the Broly movie. And of course, one of the greatest transformations of all time was Ultra Instinct Goku. In my opinion, it is the third best transformation within all of Dragon Ball. First being regular Super Saiyan when Goku turned into Super Saiyan against Frieza. Second is Super Saiyan 2 Gohan when he was fighting against Cell. And then third, easily, is Ultra Instinct Goku in the Tournament of Power. Full Ultra Instinct Goku. It was amazing. This hasn't been animated yet, but you can even admit Black Frieza looks sick. It is amazing. And then he just one-shot the two strongest characters within the entire universe. I just can't wait to see more of it. Yes, they utilize a lot of colors, and there's a real color scheme going on within Super. But to be honest, it kind of breaks out of the fold of everyone being blonde. I mean, everyone was blonde almost all the time within the later DBZ series. So it was a nice break of pace to see new colors within the show. So
if Beerus doesn't see a Super Saiyan God, he'll destroy our planet. Don't worry, we can create a Super Saiyan God. We just need 6 Saiyans to hold hands. Oh wait, there's only 5 of us. Don't worry, Videl has a Saiyan fetus in her stomach, so we can still do the ritual. How lucky are we? Why couldn't these bastards just make it 5 in the first place so we wouldn't have to go through this shit?
Well, why? There's no reason, a specific reason why. Maybe it was to build a little bit of tension, oh no, we don't have another one. And then it was to reveal that Videl is pregnant with Pan. And it was oh, guys, we got a bun in the oven, you know what I mean? It was a great introduction. Pan needed to be introduced at some point because this is after his fight with Kid Buu, but before Oob Uber arrived within the end of DBZ, so Pan needed to be born at some point. This is just a great way to introduce that, hey, Videl's pregnant with Pan, and it just added to the plot, I guess. It served as a double function. There's not really an issue with it needing to be 6 Saiyans, unless you see it as an issue intrinsically, but there is no issue. Pan needed to be introduced at some point. This was a good place to do it. She is a Saiyan, so, yeah.
Gohan is the true hero of Earth because if he never clapped Videl's cheeks, all of these idiots would have been dead and Super never would have existed.
True, but that that goes for a lot of things. If Trunks wouldn't have come to the past and Goku didn't arrive in time, then Frieza would have destroyed Earth. If Gohan hadn't defeated Cell, Earth would have also been destroyed. There's just a lot of things. Like, yeah, Gohan, although, yeah, Gohan's stroke game did save Earth on this occasion.
This for Slender Kaioken without the aura. And let's not forget Super Saiyan.
Okay. Don't disrespect Goku like that, bro. God form Goku is iconic.
Blue. I hate Super Saiyan Blue. You took my favorite color and turned it into a whore. You use this on everybody. This form is not special at all. You used it on Android 17, you used it on Krillin, and to top it all off, you used it to stop a father from groping you. Father!
Yeah, he does use blue a lot. Some instances he uses it like, and actually he needs the power of Super Saiyan Blue to do it. Other, he kind of does it just to test people or instill a little bit of fear in them, try to get them ready, see if they can handle the stresses of being outmatched with people in a stronger class. Kind of like what he did with Krillin. Make sure he was ready for the Tournament of Power, see that he could handle it. But yeah, I'll admit this. Blue is overused, and that's kind of why I think it... Maybe that's why it doesn't have the same impact that the other forms do, like regular God form Goku and like Ultra Instinct. But yeah.
Bro, I couldn't watch the rest of your video because you're such a hater. And you're dumb. Super Saiyan Blue utilizes perfect innate ki control and requires a calm mind to...
Okay. So, if anyone who's called him a hater up until this point, so far he hasn't been wrong on anything. All of his points are true, although a little bit overplayed for the camera. And in some cases, like the Videl part and the forms part, no, not the forms part, sorry, or the animation part, where he's like he just won't look at the positives of a thing. Yeah, they could be disingenuous, but technically nothing he said is wrong as of yet. Nothing as of yet. Although he has shown his ability to throw out any positives just to focus on the negatives, which isn't a good way to look at media, but also isn't the best way to look at life. But he hasn't said anything inherently wrong yet.
You, sir, clearly don't know the beat or rhythm of an anime. This would be like if Luffy used Snake Man against anybody he faced at any time for any reason, or Ichigo using Bankai like it's paper plate, or Naruto using KCM2 or...
Okay, the thing with all of these, well, I actually haven't gotten that far in One Piece, and I haven't ever watched Bleach, but KCM form for Naruto is a final form, so to speak, right? And the thing is, Blue and really these God forms, pretty early within DB Super, were already slated to kind of fall to the wayside. Ultra Instinct had been foreshadowed since even before, at the beginning of the Frieza arc. And it was just implied that, these forms are gonna go. They're not here. They're not a permanent mainstay of Goku's full power. His later iterations. He will have a form much stronger than this, and it will come within the way of Ultra Instinct, which is why he kind of utilizes Blue so much. But then when he utilizes Ultra Instinct, the fight is pretty much a GG in Goku's favor for everyone we've seen up to this point, except for Black Frieza. So maybe that's why it isn't given. It's kind of like Naruto. Instead of using like Baryon mode, it's kind of like Naruto using his KCM modes, which he used throughout the entirety of the war arc, It's more analogous to that one rather than Baryon mode.
Perfect innate ki control just to get a perfect innate ass whooping from a Frieza that only trained for a few months and is able to
I'm gonna finish.
equate to a god.
Yeah, Frieza is OP in that nature. Think about it like this: Frieza was born with the innate power to destroy planets and stars. Frieza, and with no training, Frieza never did that within that. It was already leagues above any Saiyan, any whatever, right? Only fell short to, at that time, he only fell short to Boo and the gods of destruction, essentially, right? So he already had like innate ability, which was never trained. So once he did train, it's a lot easier for him to grow power than, say, someone like a human, like Krillin or Master Roshi. Like, they have a much slower growth potential than someone like Frieza, which means Frieza undergoing, shorter amounts of training or even less intense amounts of training can grow substantially more than other people. This one's not like that crazy to think about. Like, Frieza was an insane character with no training when we first saw him. So, although I will admit that the growth that he had to accomplish was drastic, but not out of the realm of possibility.
Speaking of gods, guess what? They are trash. You allowed a mortal to do in under an hour what you have yet to accomplish in millions of years. This section
I always pause preemptively, sorry. Yes, kind of. The thing is, the gods are not trash. They are strong. Beerus, it's kind of weird to say this, but Beerus, even with all of Goku's improvements, even with his Ultra Instinct, Broly or whatever, Beerus is still strong. He's just stronger. He's just more powerful. Beerus is actually one of the strongest gods of destruction, so it's not that insane. But yeah, the gods are still incredible. What they're standing up for is the respect for Goku able to achieve Ultra Instinct. And Goku achieving Ultra Instinct isn't preposterous. Ever since Goku was a kid, he was a savant in martial arts. He would pick it up faster than anyone, and as it goes to show, he picks it up faster than even deities.
But we cannot address them without talking about the worst transformation in this entire show, achieved by being.
I can't believe it. Ultra Instinct is the worst transformation? Really? I think the Ultra Instinct is one of the best. I said I already gave it my ranking. It's number 3. But what makes it amazing is it's not an endgame form, but it really feels, or at least at this point in time, feels like an endgame form. Obviously, there's going to have to be ways for Goku to get more impressive at the time. But what makes it even more special than that is that it isn't Super Saiyan exclusive. One of the biggest issues I had was that only a Saiyan could become a Super Saiyan. It was like a transformation it was a biological transformation that they had to occur, right? That the crazy thing about Ultra Instinct is that anyone could hypothetically unlock. Master Roshi within the manga could tap into an Ultra Instinct-like movements. And it makes it really interesting because that boost, that insane strength and power that the Ultra Instinct gives isn't exclusive to not just Goku, but just Saiyans in general. And it makes it really special in that case.
Beating the mortal.
And as well as just having a really interesting thing, and when we think of Saiyans and when we think about powering up in Dragon Ball Z, it's all about rage and anger and fueling hatred, while Ultra Instinct takes like a totally different approach. It's about calming your mind and thinking about nothing, entering a mode of Zen where your body just moves. It's a really interesting concept.
Turtle himself in Jiren, who, despite what the show says, is stronger than Beerus.
That is untrue. It's just not true. Jiren is not stronger than Beerus. Jiren is stronger than most of the gods, same way that Goku and Frieza are stronger than, I believe, I believe it was the Universe 9 god, but the top tier god of destructions, which Beerus is, you could argue he is the strongest god of destruction. Jiren does not light a candle to him. Broly doesn't light a candle to him. It is stated that the only person who can rival Beerus, I don't think it's stated, but is Black Frieza. And we've seen how incredibly powerful Black Frieza is, able to take down Ultra Ego Vegeta and True Ultra Instinct Goku. He just one hits them, one taps them, and they're out. Their lights are out. So,
Alright, explanation. Look at this fight. This was the beginning of Super where Beerus stated he's not even trying, but yet he's getting his guts punched out. Gets Mario uppercutted, gets punched in the jaw, gets skip rocked across cloud.
okay, he's just saying just because, he's taken some hits from Goku that he must not be holding back. He must be trying. Like, maybe he doesn't need to be trying. A lot of people, especially when they're holding back, I mean, it's just shown that they'll just kind of go with the flow. If we're thinking about the end, even in Z, this happens many times. The one I can clearly think of off the top of my head was when Goku was fighting Oob. And Oob, I mean, obviously Oob was like stronger than the average person, but in comparison to Goku, like, oh, are you gonna say that Oob just with nothing is just the strength of Goku? Like, no. Goku was obviously just messing around, trying to have a little bit of fun, even though he heavily eclipsed Oob. Same thing goes here. Beerus heavily eclipses this newly transformed God Goku, but he's just messing around. Remember, Beerus is here to have fun. For all his eating and his bad attitude and his like sleep deprivedness, he is always looking for a good time. He's looking for a fight. The only reason he came to Earth and started seeking a worthy opponent was because he just wanted to have fun in combat, which Goku could provide, although to a limited extent. Remember, he's having fun throughout the entire time. By the end of the fight, Goku is annihilated, beaten all to hell. Beerus doesn't even have a scrape on him. He's just messing around. Yeah, he even has a playful thing for sparing the Earth, like, oh, destroyed like a little rock. He's like, oh, that's all I got. That's all I got in me. Come on. These characters have been able to destroy planets since the Saiyan saga. Like, he's messing around, clearly.
Take what you just saw and apply it to when Goku fights Jiren. Jiren doesn't even bother to move. Super Saiyan 1, I sleep. Super Saiyan 2, moved my neck. Super Saiyan 3, I don't even know if that form exists anymore. And only bothers blocking Goku once he turns.
Yeah, Super Saiyan 3 doesn't really exist anymore because Super Saiyan 3 is a very taxing form, very inefficient, even like with all his time training with it. Why would he would just skip it and just go onto his god forms, which are stronger than the Super Saiyan 3 form, with like none of the drawbacks. But I'll let him finish this and I'll explain what's going on.
Turn Super Saiyan God, implying that yes, that can do me a little bit of damage. And Blue, he outright fights Blue, and Lotus Blue. What you see before you is the greatest showcase of power scaling in any Dragon Ball. Yet Toriyama expects us to believe that a Beerus who was getting tagged by a far weaker version of Goku at the beginning of Super is somehow...
Okay, I'm gonna stop him here. Yes, it's not that preposterous to believe. Again, going back to the Goku and Kid Buu example, are you going to believe now that Goku is little boy level, right? No, Goku is significantly stronger than Oob, but he's just messing around. He's having fun. That's what he's there to do, and he's going to perform accordingly. And same thing applied with Beerus, with Super Saiyan God Goku. He was performing, having fun. That's what he was there to do. Jiren is not here to have fun. Jiren is here, from his introduction, he's always been a serious monster. He doesn't fight for fun. He doesn't gain power for fun. Nothing about this is fun for him. He has an objective. He has something to do. The reason he gained strength is for revenge and beating whoever killed his family and friends or whatever. And this tournament is for the livelihood of his entire universe, including himself as well, right? He's not here to mess around. He's not here to have fun. He's not here to toy with Goku. He's here to kick Goku out of here. Goku, in this case, at this point in time, being his greatest threat, as well as Vegeta, as well as, and he's not here. He's not toying around. He's not having fun. This is literally life or death for him. There's no joy to be had from this.
Stronger than a Goku with a Susanoo and a Lance?
He didn't have it at that time. Goku got this Susanoo form from his Ultra Instinct form, so at that time he didn't have it. But once he did have Ultra Instinct, then Jiren got bodied. So this wouldn't even apply to him anyways.
You stands of this show are left with only two options. I'm only giving you two. Option A, Jiren is stronger than Beerus, as I previously stated. Or option B, this show is inconsistent garbage.
Or option 3, it is consistent. You have to kind of read deeper into the story a little bit, kind of what we call looking at the subtext rather than just the pretty images on the screen. So, yeah, I mean, everything makes sense. There's nothing about this that doesn't make sense. Yeah, are you going to have to kind of look a little bit deeper into it? Yeah, of course. But a lot of stories do this anyways. So the two options are, I reject them wholeheartedly. Beerus is stronger than Jiren based off the characters and the context of those two characters and the context of the fighting. It's not the only option that is available.
Because at the end of the day, what the show says and what it shows are two entirely different things.
It's not. Again, Beerus is having fun. Like Goku has fun when he fights characters significantly weaker than him. So he doesn't take it as seriously. Jiren is not a character that is like that. Jiren is straight to business, at least up until the end of the tournament power, where he seems to ease up a little bit. Very serious character. He's not there to have fun. He's not there to entertain the opponent or himself. He's there just to get the job done.
Speaking of role-playing and pretending to be something that you're not, Goku does far too much role-playing as every character that matters in this show. I'll show you if you don't believe me. You've got Goku himself, who's an unhinged psycho, who if real would probably give Vladimir Putin a sensu bean.
Yeah, Goku isn't... He's saying like Goku's evil. Goku's not evil per se. He has Saiyan sensibilities, not human sensibilities. He enjoys... combat to him is like sex to humans, right? It's an uncontrollable urge he has, which needs to be fulfilled biologically. It's a biological urge. If you watch the Bardock movies and you watch them, or there's just like a lot of media other than like this, like Super, all the Bardocks other than Super, Bardock and the entire Saiyan race are vile, violent, horrible race of horrible people that just conquer and do things for fun, even without the like Frieza pointing them and telling them to conquer other planets. They would do it themselves. They're just horrible, violent people, and Goku is a Saiyan, as well as so is Vegeta. So they constantly crave for combat. They crave to get stronger. Zenkai Boost is even a tool within their biological arsenal to get stronger after losing. So not really evil. I mean, evil in comparison to like human sensibilities, but yeah.
You've got Goten, who's just a prepubescent shadow clone of Goku.
Okay, he just looks like Goku. I'm guessing he's about to say something about Bardock. You know, Bardock looks like Goku.
Goku back at it again. I mean, Bardock, another Goku.
Not canon. But also, Bardock is really cool. I don't know why. Bardock and Goku are two of the most different characters you could ever think of. Goku, kind-hearted, loves martial arts for the sake of martial arts, as well as combat. So there's a biological component to him too. But it's not just biological. While Bardock was a horrible person. Turles isn't canon. These characters, he's not even a Super. So a lot of these
confuse you for somebody else. You've got Goku Black over here.
He's trolling here.
Then you've got Goku.
He's also not canon, so it has nothing to do with Super. Yes, Bardock and Goten look like Goku. That's just a stylistic choice. I mean, Bardock, they're all related, so it's not that crazy. Obviously, they would look like their parents, and Chi-Chi probably cuts Goten's hair to look like Goku as an homage to Goku, or a connection to his father. Which, keep in mind, Goten never saw until he was like a child, because Goku was dead for 7 years. So there's probably a want for Goten to know his father, to be like his father, gets his hair cut like his father. Bardock and Goku, when a Saiyan is saying that, weirdly enough, they're born with a full head of hair, and that head of hair doesn't grow, it doesn't change. So that's everyone else he listed either is non-canon.
I hate this multiversal discount Stewie Griffin, who, by the way, isn't even multiversal, so he claims, and so the show claims.
He's not multiversal. I don't know in what context he means it. I'm gonna assume he means in terms of like he can't destroy multiple universes. Well, he can, and he has done so. He's destroyed the Tournament of Power. He destroyed so many universes just back to back to back to back. Multi, meaning multiple, universal, meaning universes, meaning he can destroy multiple universes, which he does. It's explicitly shown throughout the show. He is.
Because there's two of him. That is illegal.
It is not illegal. I think I know. Okay. The two Zenu, you have the first Zeno. I don't know why I call him Zenu. The first Zeno was from our dimension, the continuity which we're watching from. And the second Zeno came from a different dimension, which was the future Trunks timeline. And then he just kind of left that timeline to join our timeline, which means they can both be universal in power while inhabiting the same space. But I'm sure what he was trying to say is that he is not above a sense of dimensions, where he presides within all dimensions at once. But this show never implies that he is. He is just above the macrocosm, which is the continuity of his universe with the 12 universes. Used to be 18, but he destroyed 6 of them. So, yeah, he's a little confused here.
Didn't you read Marvel, Toriyama? You said you developed your hierarchy based off of that. There is only one living tribunal.
Okay. It's clear to see why Zeno would be seen as like the highest pinnacle like being within the entire Dragon Ball continuity. That also has a little bit of wrinkles, because obviously Zeno's really strong, but he's very childlike. Zeno, did I call him? Yeah, Zeno is very childlike, and some even argue that the Grand Priest may be even more powerful than him, although he acts like a subservient. That one's speculation. But we also know of another character named Zalama. We've never seen Zalama, but all we know that Zalama has done was he created the Super Dragon Balls. And the thing about the Super Dragon Balls is that supposedly they could grant any wish, regardless. The wish granting power is, if the statements are to be believed, are above the power of even Zeno. And if Zalama was powerful enough to create Dragon Balls, which supposedly have no limit, then he would be an even greater power than that. So it appears, speculation based only, but it appears that Zeno is not actually the highest being, or the final authority, or the finish line for the entire Dragon Ball continuity. It's unlikely that he's the finish line. It's likely he's just a stand-in, and Goku might likely get to a point, and then we're introduced to a Zalama, or we're introduced to another character who's even above these guys, and that character might actually be, beyond the dimensions and reside in each and every single one, like as his soul. But Zeno is not one of those kinds of characters.
And you undermined what was supposed to be your best arc, which turned out to be your worst. Why couldn't fighters fly in the Tournament of Power? Why couldn't fighters kill each other in the Tournament of Power? Why couldn't sensu beans be utilized in the Tournament of
Okay, address them one by one. Flying, weird. I understand. Some of the best fight choreography that we've seen from Dragon Ball, however, has been like ground based. So maybe they're trying to tap into that one. In my opinion, they didn't really do it too well. I think, in my opinion, OG Dragon Ball has some of the best fight choreography, and then some parts in DBZ have really good fight choreography. But for the most part, it's mainly Dragon Ball. No killing. It's just a rule they have, but no killing. The only character that should hold back that we know of is Hit, because Hit is severely nerfed by not being able to kill. And no sensu beans. I feel like that would ruin the stakes. He's complaining about having no stakes. I feel like having sensu beans would ruin the stakes, because Goku could fight at full power, waste all his energy, and then eat a sensu bean to gain all his power, like all his energy back. It really ruins the thing. There's been many times where the characters really need to be conservative with their energy. They need to use it. Goku did use all his energy, and then he was tag teamed by Kale and Caulifla, and then the only reason he was able to win that one was because he was a martial artist and they weren't, and then he had to kind of build his power back up. I mean, like, that improves the stakes so much more than just having Goku eat a sensu bean and then turning into Super Saiyan Blue again and then fighting Kale and Caulifla. So
Copy off the tuning exams and fail. And let me reiterate.
I don't think it's a copy off the tuning exams. I don't think anything about this is even closely related to the tuning exams. The tuning exams came in 3 parts. You have the written test, which you had to cheat and then not quit, I guess. And then you had the forest, which you had to take the scrolls. And then it was the tournament style, but that was one-on-one based. I don't understand how the Tournament of Power is even closely related to the tuning exams.
Oh wait, no one can make any wish that they want because there's only one wish that we deem is right, and if any other wish is made, you get deleted anyway.
Yes, this is true, but the contestants in the tournament did not know that at the time. They were fighting for that wish and for their universe not to get deleted, of course. But they were fighting for both those purposes, and some of them even had selfish wishes in mind. Thankfully, it was Android 17 who had won, and he, by chance, from the goodness of his heart, made the right wish to revive all the deleted universes, which then spared all the universes as well as his own. If some other universe had won, and then they had made a selfish wish, then their entire universe would have been deleted. But they didn't know that. Yeah, that's hindsight is 2020. But at the time of the tournament, no one knew that except for the tournament organizers, being Zeno and the Grand Priest. So
this entire tournament was just one long Super Bowl halftime show for Goku to fight Jiren. Point blank. Nothing.
Yes, the Tournament of Power was a vehicle to get Goku stronger in order to unlock Ultra Instinct so that he could fight, what's it called? Jiren. But that's how a story is supposed to happen. There's supposed to be a cause and effect. There's supposed to be a build-up to a penultimate goal. There's just so many examples of this. Everyone dying in the Saiyan saga. Oops, we don't have Dragon Balls. We need to go to another planet. Oh, because you went to that planet, you have Frieza. So are you saying that the death of those guys at Going to Namek was just a halftime show for Goku to turn Super Saiyan and beat Frieza? It's a very reductionist way to look at the story. There's a lot of things that happen in between. There's a lot of... Yes, the plot deemed that to happen eventually, but it's a very reductionist way to look at the story. Of course, there is... an end goal and a mode to reach the finish line, and you have to just enjoy the story up until that climax, which we all look for, and then the ending of the story. So it's a reductionist way to look at the show.
He managed to make a multiverse feel small, pathetic, and inferior. There was no high tension, there were no stakes, everyone just has infinite stamina that
Okay. The universe felt smaller. This wasn't it's a battle from people from different universes, but it's not like they went into each and every single universe and explored the universes of that world. Even within the Moro arc, you can kind of see the vastness that that appears within the original, just our standard standalone universes, without even looking at all the other ones. This one was just a spotlight, a magnifying glass on the strongest candidates that we know of, brought into one place to fight. As for it having no stakes, bro, the universes literally get deleted. Having no energy, I don't know if we watched the same show, but Goku was on the back foot in terms of energy for a lot of it. There was a lot of times where he had to fight people weaker than him in order to rebuild his stamina, in order to finally fight these stronger foes. And at any time he was pushed into a corner and almost knocked unconscious or knocked out of it, he unlocked his Ultra Instinct, which allows him to fight without even thinking. It's like a maximum use of his power. So
all characters who aren't named Goku sit on the sidelines and attend your chess club meetings.
But really, what is Master Roshi gonna do? What is Krillin gonna do? What is Tien Shinhan gonna do? I like Tien Shinhan. I like Krillin. I like Master Roshi. But the time of the humans ended a long time ago, man. Within the Saiyan saga, yeah, maybe they could beat a few Raditzes. Yeah, and you know what? I'll give them credit. Within Super, Master Roshi and Krillin specifically got a major boost in power. Maybe a little too much, maybe a little bit out of nowhere, but they did get a drastic boost in power, making them a lot stronger. But they're still relinquished on the sidelines. There's not really much, even as strong as they got, they just can't compete with the upper tiers. Even Piccolo, who was like might be one of my favorite characters. I don't know if he's my favorite character. He's one of my favorite characters. It was so saddening to see him be relinquished to the sidelines. And then superhero, like Dragon Ball Super superheroes, gave a vehicle for him to get back in there, which is super exciting to see. But like, yeah, this is Goku. Goku is the protagonist. He's the main character. He's the main story. Of course, other people get their wins too, but it's the Goku show. It's like, oh man, I really wanted to see Hinata defeat Kaguya. Like, yeah, well, you know, what is Hinata gonna do? Get Naruto in there, you know what I mean? Let him seal it with Sasuke, you know what I mean? Come on, man.
Movie's good. I don't give a damn. I haven't even seen it yet, but I guess it's Gohan getting a new form, because why the hell else would he be in this movie if he's not going to be given anything? And that's pretty much it. Maybe someone else may get something too, but that's all there is to look for in Dragon Ball. New forms and people getting their ass kicked. I didn't talk about...
I mean, he Loki did sum up that movie pretty accurately for him not even watching it yet. Yeah, Gohan did get a new form, but, you know, a combat show, you know, is shonen. Obviously, someone's going to get their ass beat. Someone needs to lose and someone needs to win.
And I gave this damn shit-ass show 10 full minutes. I didn't want to do.
Yeah, like I said, the show isn't a perfect show. In fact, it's the weaker of the shows that Dragon Ball has given between OG, DBZ, and DBS. DBS is the weakest one. But as you've noticed, I started pausing the video a lot more within the later half. These first points are pretty much agreed on by everyone who's watched Dragon Ball Super. As he gets along, though, those points kind of wavered. He's given no substantial reason no substantial reason that is correct that the show is trash. Did it have some animation issues at the beginning? Of course. But it picked up significantly. You have to admit that. Is there a lot of forms? Yes, some of the forms are great. I don't know why he doesn't like Ultra Instinct. He didn't really give a reason to why he doesn't like it. But Ultra Instinct, Black Frieza, they're just great forms. They very unique, very interesting, and I can't wait to see where they go. And yeah, and Blue being used a lot. Yeah, but other than that, once you got to the, you know, Beerus being weaker than Jiren, when he got to the Tournament of Power section, Goku being... this section was kind of weird to me, and it didn't really apply to Super. Zeno, not... yeah, it just... The show wasn't the greatest show. But this video was very hatred-heavy, and I just don't think they presented a strong enough argument to make this statement feel any more true. So... Alright everyone, that's really all I have for you today. If you enjoyed, please make sure to like and subscribe. Again, no hate to Christian Dynamo. Go subscribe, give the video a like. I'm sure he doesn't mean everything that he says in this video, obviously, but just to make sure no one takes this video to heart, I went in here and I talked about the things. But yeah, Dragon Ball Super ain't that bad. If you hate it, you can go ahead and hate it, but you're going to give reasons for why you hate it or are trying to convince other people that the show sucks. You're going to have to bring a lot more substantial evidence. But also don't tell people what they can and can't like. But other than that, it's really all I have for you today. So I hope you all have a great day and peace out.